Hello, 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 my friends. Just going to hang for a second. It has been a while since I have been on live. So I wanted to jump on. You can probably tell I'm a little snotty and nasally. I had some house stuff last week, but it's finally leaving. Can hear the bells going off at the church. It must be 12. All right, my friends. Okay, so I'm Jody Harvilla, and I am here to remind you of a few awesome things that are coming up. And I wanted to say hello to everyone. I have been traveling all summer. We just got back from a week in Alaska. Hi, Zaina. I believe you just got back too. It was fucking awesome. If you get a chance to go to Alaska, I would say to go. It was so awesome. It was such an amazing trip. We actually took a cruise, and I can see the plus of both doing the cruise and going to different ports, or doing more of the land trip where you get to spend more time in certain places. And Alaska's huge, so I would absolutely go back in a minute. It was amazing. Like the glaciers, and the glaciers were unbelievable. If you haven't watched my videos or looked at the pictures, take a minute and go look at them, because it is unbelievable. And Nikki and I actually, we even went on a helicopter and got to go walk on a glacier. And we were both afterwards, we're like, we don't even know what to say about it. It was so amazing. We don't even know what to say about it. That's kind of how we all felt about the trip. We couldn't pick out our favorite moment. We couldn't pick out our favorite thing. We couldn't put into words. It was just, all of it was awesome. And we had the most amazing weather. The one day that we had kind of some cool and rainy weather was actually perfect, because if it's too sunny, you wouldn't have gotten to see the blue in the glaciers that we got to see that day in Glacier Bay. So it was definitely a bucket list trip. It was so much fun. But my whole summer was that way. I really got to spend so much time at these amazing places. I went to Glacier Park National Park. I went to the Tetons. I went to Big Sky, of course, because y'all know I love Big Sky. And for whatever reason, I was really guided to be out in nature this summer. And I'm so happy for all of it, because I needed it and it felt great. I loved it. But now it's time to go back to work, right? It's fall. School's back in session. I'm a senior this year, and my oldest has graduated and got a real job, a big boy job, and all that good stuff. And so we have changes all over the place. And I know a lot of people are kind of going through the same thing. And so one of the courses that I wanted to kind of kick off fall with this year was our Empath Evolution. I think that name is funny, but it fit. It kind of fit, because we, as people that do this work, or that are sensitive, or they're emotional, or they're big feelers, or they're psychic, or whatever your story is, what I have found is it is an evolution, and we keep evolving over time. And this last few years, I think the awareness of people's intuition and how empathic they are, and taking on other people's emotions, taking on other people's energy. Most of my clients always tell me they're just taking on other people's shit, which is super common in most of my clients, and learning how to manage your energy. And I find that a lot of my clients really struggle with that, even if they've been doing this work for a really long time. One of the things that I always get told in the fall from Spirit, always, since I started this, was get back to the basics. And learning how to manage your feelings and your emotions, but learning how to manage not taking on other people's feelings and emotions is something that I talk a lot about. I teach a lot about. I educate a lot about, because it's where I see some of the biggest struggle in my clients. And we all need reminders, and we all need some of those basic reminders. And so that's what we're going to kick it off with this year. And we start on Monday night. I believe it's 25th, right? Am I in the right month? 25th at 7 p.m. It's going to be recorded. So those of you that might have sports, I know it's football season, all that kind of stuff. Everything will be recorded. It'll be emailed to you after the class is completed within 24 hours. And so there is a way to walk through it on your own. But we're going to do a different subject about that empath side of things and different ways to manage it. I see a lot of empaths that they kind of get into isolation. I did that. When my intuition really started to open up, it was just like, holy shit, no, thank you. And I couldn't go to the grocery store. I didn't want to do things out in public. I didn't want to go to concerts and stuff like that. It was just too many. It was too people-y. And I just thought, well, shit, this is not the way I want to live my life. Like, no, thank you. I do not want to be stuck in my house my whole life. Like, I want to be able to go out and live life. And so that's something that I see. I see a lot of victim energy in empaths, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is. I sometimes get little hits about that piece, but I see that a lot in people that are empathic. It's like we need someone to blame for it, and energy vampires and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, nope, they're being energy vampires because you're allowing it. And reminding people that they're not a victim to their emotions. They're not a victim to their feelings. They're not a victim to other people's stuff. And just being reminded of that. Sometimes it's just that little shove that you need to get your mindset in a different place. And so I do think that this is a really important subject. And I think it's a great place to jump before the holidays, because we all know it's fall. We all know everything's coming up. All the holidays are coming up. And that can be really difficult time for people as well. And boundaries and learning how to speak up for yourself and all of those different things. And so I'm really excited to hold this class at this time of year because I think it lines us up for what's coming. And I do think that sometimes this time of year, people love it. I love the fall, but I can feel people already kind of going into the mindset around, oh my God, the cold weather is coming and the snow is coming. And oh my God, the holidays are coming. And they kind of get in this shitty mindset piece. And as an empath, you really want to learn how to set your mindset in a different space. And so we have a lot to talk about. And so we're going to do it over 5 days. We're going to do Monday through Friday. It's also a full moon next week. And so that's going to be wrapped in as well. Yep, Donna, it is separate from Spirit School. Now, if you're in Spirit School, we're still going to be talking about it on a deeper level. So we're going to do the 5-day class that's for everyone public. And we're going to be doing a little bit deeper dive into Spirit School and doing a little bit more with it. So if you want a deeper dive, then you can come into Spirit School too. Okay. Yep. People feel that energy. And I do think that is, people start talking about having to stay inside all the time. And then they start talking about getting sick all the time and all, it's just the same pattern that I see every single year. And I really like to disrupt patterns, whether it's in myself or within my clients. And that's why I typically will do kind of a kickoff with some of this empath and feeling and emotions and learning how to manage your energy and boundaries and all the good stuff that comes with it. It's not always an easy conversation. It's not always an easy class to teach because people really struggle with this piece. But I also think it's a really safe place to discuss it and to get some different perspectives. And I've been through the ringer with my feelings and emotions over the years. Happily, I've had a mentor the whole time. And so we're able to have these conversations, and I can always bring that stuff to you guys in my classes as well, too. So I'm very excited to get going and teaching again. I know this summer I've been kind of traveling girl and kind of a gypsy on the road, which I loved all of it. But I'm also ready to get back to class. Also, this Thursday, I will be out at the Lakes area. I'm going to be doing a gallery again out at Georgia's store out there. I am blanking out on the name of it. Herbs and Rock and Herb. There we go. Rock and Herb at 7:00. So if you guys want to come, or 6:00. So if you want to come out for a gallery and you're in the Lakes area, so we are I think she's only about 10, 15 minutes outside of Detroit Lakes, just to give you kind of a place kind of between Detroit Lakes and Park Rapids. So if you want to come out and join us there, I will be there in person doing a gallery this Thursday. Yeah, we're having beautiful weather. And tonight, if you're in the Midwest and it's clear between 11 and like 1, get outside and go look at the Northern Lights. I took a drive last night, and it was totally worth it. They were barely out, but you could see them. I did post some pictures of them. But the Northern Lights are supposed to be really nice and bright tonight in the Midwest area. So if you can get yourself, you got to leave outside of town, head north, and go outside of town where there's not a lot of light pollution. And what I always tell people is you can sometimes see it with your eyeballs, but if you take some pictures, you can see the colors much more deeply and much more brightly. I don't know why that is. And I do think because around here, it's just harder for us to see them. So make sure you take some pictures with your phone too. I got some really beautiful colors last night. Yeah, rockin' herbs. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. My brain is not quite working from my, I was sick last week, and so my brain was still not quite there. I will also be scheduling in some bonfire readings over the next few weeks, so keep an eye on that. And I have my space certification course coming up first weekend in November. So if you are being guided and pulled a little bit to learn how to space clear, whether it's personal or you want to do it for business, make sure you take a peek at that, you guys, because that is an intimate class. I'm not allowing all that many people because I want to make sure I can give individual attention to everyone that's there. And I love teaching that class. I actually haven't taught it for several years. And so I'm really excited for that. And then we have our fall retreat coming up in October. I do still have a couple spots left for that. So we got all sorts of stuff to serve you this fall. I love the fall. I love doing this work in the fall. I think it's a great way to kick off for the new year coming up. And we have a lot of fun things planned. So now that I'm healthy again, I kind of wore myself out on my trips, I think. Last week I was kind of down and out a little bit, but I'm feeling much, much better. So this week we have Rockin' Herbs on Thursday night. Monday night at 7 p.m. Central will be recorded. We have our Empath Evolution. That's going to be every night next week. You will get a recording of that. And then we have our full moon clearing, of course. Then we move into October where we have our witch wound class at the end of the month for Halloween. We have our fall retreat, which always fills up. And then we have the certification course coming up first week in November. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. I also have some spaces open. I am going to be open, I should say. I'm going to be opening a couple spaces for private mentoring through the winter. And that is always a special time for me to work with my clients. I've had some amazing clients over the summer that we've had a great time with the spirit trails. So I'll be putting that out for you guys again to take a peek at. Okay. All right. Any questions on Empath Evolution? I will probably be popping on every day this week or a couple times a day just to remind you guys to get your butt signed up. It's $67. It's for the whole week. Again, it's fully recorded. And it is separate for those of you that are in spirit school. It is separate from that, but we will be having conversations about it within spirit school. Okay. All right, friends, that's what I got for you. I got to get to work. It is time to get back to work. So I will see you soon. Get your butt signed up for the Empath Evolution, and I will see you soon. Okay. Bye, guys. See ya.